My dear brothers and sisters, every time Hajj comes by, we are reminded from the manabir, the mashayikh, the imams, where they speak about Ibrahim alayhi salam. Ibrahim is always mentioned. Keep in mind, if you look through our tradition, Quran and Sunnah, reading the Quran, reading the Sunnah, people are not moved by Ibrahim's speech. How many times have you heard a Shaykh from a mimbar say, قال إبراهيم عليه السلام, قال إبراهيم عليه السلام? Barely. But every year we remember and commemorate the legacy of Ibrahim alayhi salam, because we are reminded of Ibrahim's actions and not his sayings. Ibrahim alayhi salam was a doer. Ibrahim would engage with effort alayhi salatu wassalam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in the Quran where He says, Inna Ibrahim kana ummah. Ibrahim was a nation. He embodied all of us, everyone around the world, all the good that you and I do and engage in and participate in, all of that was embodied in one human body, one beautiful soul, Ibrahim alayhi salam. Reading the Quran and Sunnah, you come to realize a few points. That even though Ibrahim was an ummah, Ibrahim was alone. Ibrahim did not have a large following. Ibrahim did not have different speaking engagements. People were not plotting for Ibrahim. People were not welcoming Ibrahim alayhi salam. Even though he was alone alayhi salam, Allah says he was a nation. When Ibrahim alayhi salam left his father and he was calling his father and his loved ones to Allah, he was alone. When Ibrahim alayhi salam, my dear brothers and sisters, went to speak to a Namrud, he was alone. When Ibrahim alayhi salam was being thrown into the fire, he was alone. When Ibrahim alayhi salam travels back, him and his family. When Ibrahim visits Lut alayhi salam, it was only him and Lut. When Ibrahim, and the list goes on that shows you and I that Ibrahim was always alone. Brothers and sisters, there will be a time where you experience a moment where you and I are just alone in a place, in a zone. People cannot relate to us. It is hard to hold on to our Islam. That moment is a defining moment in the life of a Muslim. Be comfortable being alone. I'm not saying being lonely. Be comfortable being alone. You can be in a school environment and people look at you weirdly and strangely that, why are you practicing all of this? Why are you prostrating? Why are you making dua? Why and why? Be comfortable to be the only one doing it. It can be in the sports field. It can be as you and I attend meetings and we're challenged and wine is being served and you're not comfortable being on that table and you decide to take a step back and not engage in such act. You're going to be alone. And know that people are going to mock you as they mock the prophets before you. You and I are not an exception. People will talk the moment you find yourself alone, not engaging in what the public is engaging in and doing. People will criticize you and I. But we know why we're doing it. And people have proven, brothers and sisters, that they are strong even if they are alone. One of the greatest examples is Muhammad Ali rahimahullah. Muhammad Ali rahimahullah, it was not easy to be, in his position. When Khabib came to Michigan and we were talking, when Muhammad Ali rahimahullah gave up his title and everyone in the world was clapping, Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali. Do you know that Muhammad Ali rahimahullah did not have enough food to eat at home? Do you know in the months where he gave up his title, Muhammad Ali would eat bread and water? You don't know that, I bet. Most of you did not know that. But he was comfortable being alone. And what makes us love Khabib is that he was okay to demonstrate his religion even if he was alone. He's in a far more corrupted environment that you and I can ever experience. But he was proud with his faith, and he stood to his principles, and he was steadfast based on what we know. Allah knows best. Based on what we know, that he remained strong. And this is what brings people to listen to him and to benefit from him, because he was able to stand out, and he, Jazakallah khair, was also alone. So inshallah, we can celebrate that. Don't be afraid to be alone. Get comfortable. Know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us. May Allah keep us all strong and steadfast in the most difficult times in our lives. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us that certainty, that yaqeen, that understanding, the patience that comes with it, to remain firm and steadfast. Ameen Allahumma ameen. Jazakumullahu khair.